Hello everybody and welcome to a very energy efficient all-electric house. My name is Rob Nicely and I'm the president of a company called Carmel Building and Design, and we're residential general contractors here in the Monterey Bay area in California. And we're here today to look at this house that's in the framing stage, which is a house that's being built in the Passive House protocol. So if you've never heard of Passive House before, Passive House is actually a German building standard, and the house in Passive House actually means building, so it's applicable to any kind of a building. So, I build houses myself, but what you're going to see here today is a single family home, but it's applicable to any kind of a building. Passive House first became a building standard in 1992, like I said, in Germany. It is a result of, in the, say, 1970s OPEC oil embargo, the beginning of people understanding that petroleum was an unlimited resource, and that we would have to, at some point, start building better buildings that used less energy to keep people comfortable. It's widely adopted around the world, but in the United States there's been very little uptake up until now. The interesting thing about Passive House is that it's based on, or there are many interesting things, but one thing that's interesting is that it's based on an energy model called the PHPP, or Passive House Planning Package. So the first thing we do is that we model the house that we're going to build in the software, so we know exactly what level of energy performance we're going to get, and how we're going to have to build the building to make sure that it runs on a very small amount of energy. So it's typical amongst people in Passive House to say that a Passive House building will operate with maybe 10% of the energy for heating and cooling, because we are really focused on trying to find ways to drive down greenhouse gas emissions and combat the climate crisis, and how we can do that in the built environment. That's why we're here today. And what we want to do is walk you through some of the special things that we do to make a house more energy efficient. To that end, we're going to be talking about mainly the building envelope, which is the boundary between inside and outside. So that's the floor, the walls, and the roof of the building, and also the mechanical systems. So a lot to talk about. I know it's going to be a little bit like drinking from the fire hose here, listening to me, but I hope you can bear with me. And yeah, let's take a look at this Passive House.